Hello everyone, my name is Yueyou Huo. I come from ECNU. Now I will introduce my study. My research topic is a comparative analysis of coaching psychology and the psychological counseling in practice. Use CBT as an example. I will introduce you in the following order. First of all, let's come to the first part, formulation of research questions. Now showing on the screen is the definition of counseling and psychological coaching. In fact, counseling and coaching are ways to help people live a healthy and happy life. So what is the relationship between them? Especially in the process of practice. So I try to explore and found that many scholars have done related research in this area. In recent years, some scholars have explored the boundary between the two, but most of these explorations stay in theory or interviews with practitioners. There are still many unanswered questions about the relationship. A scholar, Maxwell, has clearly pointed out that if we can explore the relationship between the two at the practical level, it will be a major breakthrough. So, in this study, we attempt to explore the differences and the similarities between the effects of psychological coaching and counseling in their practical application. Use CBT as an example. Why did we choose CBT? Because it have good research applicability and it has been shown on the screen like it is goal oriented, it can work in short time and so on. Next, let's come to the second part, introduction to the study. I will use the mixed research method and the quantitative research will be carried out in the first part. In the part of quantitative research, we will use psychological testing to collect questionnaires at 9 time points. At the end of the initial interviews, 6 interviews, and the end interviews and the months follow up. The second part is qualitative research. In this part, we will conduct a qualitative research interviews which mainly focus on the three aspects, the feeling, the goal achievement, and the effect. After all, the IPA analysis method will be used to analyze the data. In the third part, I will introduce my research methods. First of all, there will be 18 study participants in this study, aged between 18 to 40 years old. They will be randomly assigned to different groups with 9 people in the coaching group, 9 in the counseling group. All study participants will be screened according to the criteria during the initial interview. What is showing now is the process of the study. First of all, we will recruit according to what we just said. And then, at the T1, we will pre-test and screen the participants. Then, the recruited study participants will be randomly divided into groups for intervention interviews. There are a total of 6 formal interviews, and the data collection will be conducted within 24 hours after the end of each interviews. Then we come to the T8, the end of the interview. At this time, we will conduct a qualitative research interviews and a questionnaire collection. 1 month after the interviews, we will have a follow-up, and only questionnaires will be collected. Now, what appears on the screen is our research tool. There are 3 main indicators to measure: well-being, mental health, and goal achievement. The part 4 is about the data analysis. Let's come to the first part, is about quantitative research data analysis. After checking and screening the data of 26 people were finally supplied to the analysis stage. Then we measured the baseline equivalence. An independent sample t-test was used to compare the score of the three groups on each indicators before the intervention. Then the result of the data was shown that there were no significant differences in goal attainment, well-being, and the mental level between three groups before the intervention. Then when come to the goal attainment part, we using repeated measure ANOVA found that the main effect of measurement time, group, and the interaction effect were significant, and we can find in the table 2. Then we carried out the sample effect analysis and found that there was a significant difference between the coaching group and the control group at T2 and from T4 onwards. There was significant difference between the counseling group and the control group at T2, T4, T5, and T6. And finally, the coaching group and the counseling group were have significant difference from T7 onwards. The data show us about psychological coaching is a significant intervention in this study in terms of goal attainment. Coaching may be able to help the client to reach goals very quickly and stability. Counseling may be able to reach goal faster, but the effect is not stable. In addition to this, as shown in the graph, 1 month after end, the coaching group scores decreased while the psychological counseling group scores increased. Although the data is not significant, but it can also remind us to think about the role of the two types of the interview. Then we come to the well-being part. The same way we used and found that the significant and we can find the main effect of time measurement. The interaction effect is significant, but the main effect of group is non-significant. And we carried out the sample effects and found that between coaching group and control group, there was a significant difference score at 4 time points from T6 to T9. Between the counseling group and the control group, there was a significant difference at 6 time points from T4 to T9. And there was no significant difference in well-being scores between the coaching group and the counseling group from the beginning to the end of the intervention. And the above data analysis may suggest that both intervention, coaching, and counseling can improve well-being in this study. The counseling group scored significantly higher than the control group after the third intervention, and the coaching group after the fifth intervention. There was no significant difference between the scores of the psychological coaching group and the psychological counseling group throughout the intervention. At the same time, it was found that both coaching and the counseling can help clients to improve their sense of well-being, with counseling being able to work more quickly and potentially have a greater enhancement effect. But overall, there was no significance between the two groups. And then the follow-up of the two groups was good. The next part is about mental health, which used the same way and found that the main effect of group and the interaction effect was found to be significant. At the same time, the measurement time main effect is also significant. And we used the simple effect analysis and found that both the coaching group and the counseling group, the scores were significantly different from the control group at 5 time points from T5 to T9. The coaching group and counseling group scores were significantly different at 4 time points from T6 to T9. And the data show us that in this study, two interventions, coaching and counseling, can enhance the mental health of clients during the intervention process. And the counseling can enhance people's mental health more steadily. In addition to that, combine the data and the trend graph, it can be found that two interventions need to be continued for several interventions before the effect can be seen, which take more time compared to goal attainment and well-being. Finally, the follow-up the both group was good. That's all about the quantitative research data analysis. Next, let's move on to the data analysis part of the qualitative research. We transcribed the interview into a transcript, read it over and over again, and then coded it. What next on the screen is our coding result. The first table is about coaching. We found 4 things and several sub-things. The first things, interview climate for coaching. It means that the atmosphere felt by the participant from the interview. They can also find a stable and a safe space. And then the coaching interviews can give them opportunities for expression. The next thing is function of coaching. It means that what can coaching do? It has 6 sub-things about relaxing, clear thinking, clarify the goal, problem solving, promote action, trigger new thinking, and so on. The third thing is goal attainment. It means that whether the participant achieved their goal from the interview, and most participants from the coaching group found that they achieved their goal. And the last thing is effective point of coaching. It means that how does the coaching work? And it has 3 sub-things. The first is getting suggestion. The second is discussing specific methods. The last is getting coaching guidance. The next table is from counseling group. It also have 4 things. The first thing means that the participant from counseling group always can feel safe, supported, patience, respect, and so on from the interviews. The next part, the next thing, the function of counseling means that the participant think the counseling can help them relaxing, improve their self-awareness, and promoting actions. Then, about the goal attainment, the participant from counseling always think they may not achieve their goals. It holds an ambiguous attitude. And the last thing about counseling group is effective point of counseling. They think counseling can work by listening and understanding, deepening exploration, and so on. Then, in fact, we have tried to carry out the cross-analysis of qualitative research. We have found some overlap and differences. First of all, in the overlap, for both, it is important to establish a safe and stable atmosphere. And secondly, both can perform some similar function, like relieving anxiety and improving motivation. Then we come to the part of the difference. First of all, in terms of function, let's in terms of the function, we can found that coaching can help clients clarify the thinking, define their goals, promote action, and solve the problems. And the counseling can enhance one's awareness and the acceptance of oneself. Then, about the going attainment. Participants in the two groups differed in their assessment of goal attainment. The coaching group think they they achieve their goals, but the counseling group have always held a vague attitude. The latter thing is effective point. The coaching makes the clients feel effect mainly by leading, discussing specific method, getting advice from coach, and making a plan. The counseling group focus on the understanding the client through listening, meeting regularly, exploring deeper issues, and so on. It can make the clients feel effects. It's all about our data analysis. Now we come to the last part, the discussion. It has been shown that the further exploration of coaching and counseling is important and that there is a gap in the terms of the practice. In our study, we attempt to use a mixed method to explore the similarities and differences between the two groups within a CBT perspective. The results of our analysis can found that both ways have some efficiency in goal attainment, well-being, and mental health. However, there are some difference in the specific effects of three indicators. Coaching can help clients reach their goals faster and more steadily, which can be supplemented by the result of the qualitative research. Counseling can improve clients' mental health more steadily, and both groups can help clients improve their sense of well-being. And some finding can also be found from the qualitative research. The overlap is about creating a safe, stable space where clients can fully express themselves, helping clients with their emotions and the motivations. And there also have some difference between the two groups, like coaching can help clients clarify their thinking, define the goals, promote action, and solve the problem, and so on. What just we have said before. And about the goal achievement, most participants is in the coaching group think they have achieved their goals, but the counseling group think they are not or have some ambiguous attitude. Last part is the mechanisms of the effect. Coaching makes the clients feel the effect by leading, discussing specific methods, and so on. Counseling focuses on understanding the clients through the listening, meeting regularly, and exploring deeper issue and so on. And there also have some implications of the findings for practitioners. We can understand the effectiveness of the two interviewing approach on several indicators. It can help us uh, provide the right ways for our clients. And the second is understand the unique strengths of of their own field and how they can complement their own practice. The last implication is we can facilitate cooperation between practitioners in both fields. And and there are also have some shortcomings in our research, and we also have some prospects. Some shortcoming is about the first. The number of our participants in the study was limited because of the limited energy of the researchers. And the second is the result of the study may may to some extent be influenced by the personal style of counselor or coach. The last is the study is only a preliminary exploration with a broad selection of measurements, and there are more areas that could be explored in the deep. And we have some prospects. The first, further study can expand the number of the study participants. The second is consideration could be given to choosing other work orientation, which could lead to very different results. The last part is more indicators could be chosen to reveal similarities and the differences between the two groups, or smaller perspectives could be explored in more detail, such as the effect of empathy in the two groups. That's all about our today's introduce. Thank you.